Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. So, Kim Kardashian's just got married, so we have to do a tutorial for it. I've found a few pictures. There's no pictures released yet, but I've managed to hunt the internet and find a couple of pictures. So hopefully I get it as close as I can see on the pictures. If not, we'll just have to do another one when she releases the pictures. So, yeah, I've already moisturised my skin. I'm going to use a primer because I think if you're getting married, you're probably going to want to use a primer. So I've got Makeup Forever HD Primer. I'm just going to use a Samantha Chapman Real Techniques buffing brush to pop that on my skin. I'm next going to use a Illamasqua foundation. This is a skin-based foundation. Kim probably used Makeup Forever HD because I know she loves that foundation. But I absolutely love this one. I tried it the other day. I've used it in a few videos and I've left it on and it stays on beautifully. So I'm going to use this one. Do you see how lovely it is? It makes your skin look like silk. I'm going to pop it a little bit on my ears as well. Obviously I wouldn't normally have my earrings on yet. Now for brides, you want the foundation to match as much as it possibly can. However, if it doesn't, you want to bring a little bit down onto the neck. I'm then going to take a little bit of Clinique concealer. This is line smoothing concealer. And I'm going to use it under the eyes. And around the nose. And on any blemishes. This one is Moderately Fair 03, which is my colour. I'm going to use a Samantha Chapman Deluxe Crease Brush just to blend that into my skin. I'm going to now go onto the eyes and I'm going to come back to do the powder in that. I want the makeup to set onto the skin, so the powder will probably be one of the last things I do. Now in my palette, this is my wedding palette. I have got basically all the colours that a bride would want. I will probably use Mulch, maybe with a little bit of Patina, and maybe some Black Tide or Carbon, which will probably be the colours that I'll use on my wedding day because it's the colours that a lot of brides use. Start off with, I'm going to use a little bit of Urban Decay primer because you want everything to stay in place for as long as it can. I'm then going to run Patina right the way over the eye with a MAC 217. So it's going right up through the socket. I'm then going to take a MAC 239 brush and a little bit of Mulch, which is that one there, and just take that from the lash line and pull it upwards. So just blend that and keep building with it. And then get your 217 and check that all the seams buff together, blend together. Next step, I'm going to take a little bit of Carbon and a MAC 266 brush and just run that straight along the lash line. So it gives me a little bit of liner, but I'm also going to pull it up very slightly. I want it to be liner, but I want it to smudge a little bit, and then I'm going to go over it with a gel liner. I'm going to go in with my 239, which I've already used, and just soften that line. The reason I'm using the eyeshadow first is because I don't want it to be too much of a harsh line. It's obvious that she's got a liner there, but it's not super strong, so I'm using this first to blend it through, and then I'm going to use a liner to make it a little bit stronger. I'm then going to take my Clinique black gel liner. I'm going to run a tiny bit of the black that I've still got on my brush just under the eye, really close to the lash line, just to make the lashes look a little bit thicker. Then I have got Makeup Forever pencil. What is this? It's a lip liner concealer, and I'm going to use the slightly darker side just inside my eye. On the brows I've got two products. I'm going to use a Laura Mercier eye powder duo in Ash, and I'm also going to use Clinique Deep Brown in 03 pencil. I just need a little bit more accuracy with the pencil, which is why I'm using that. She has a nice arch in her brows, so I'm just going to go in with a pencil now and just make those brows even more accurate. I'm then going to go in with a concealer that's a couple of shades lighter and a 219 brush, and just place that on my brow bone to lift it a little bit in here, and a little bit in that very corner there, just to lift and highlight a little bit. Then in my wedding palette I have a colour that's called Vanilla Eyeshadow. I'm just going to softly run that through the brow bone. Just to set that concealer and hold it in place. Now I need to put some mascara on. So I have chosen Estee Lauder mascara. This one is 01 Extreme Black, and the mascara is Sumptuous Extreme. It really builds the lashes a lot because Kim had massive lashes on her wedding day. I'm going to put false ones on as well, but I'm going to do them right at the end. A little bit on the bottom lashes too. Not too much because the look's more about the top of the eyes. Now the eyes are pretty much done. I want to go back in with the skin. So back in with your concealer, if you need to. Might put a teeny bit under my eyes. I'm also going to get the lighter concealer and just run it down the centre of my nose. And on my Cupid's bow a tiny bit. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Chanel bronzer, the cream bronzer, to start off with. Before I've powdered, just through the back of my cheekbones. I know this is probably a lot more products than people would normally use, but it is a wedding. I'm going to go in with the Chanel powder. This is the loose powder, and the colour I'm using is 20. The reason I'm using this powder is because I know it photos well. I'm going to go in with a little bit of MAC Harmony Blush. On the apples of my cheek, I'm going to use Illamasqua Nymph Blusher. She likes her slightly pinky tone. And then a bit of Makeup Forever Compact Shine On in 3 through the top of the cheekbone. anywhere you want to have a shine. Down the centre of the nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to run a little bit over where I put the vanilla through the brow bone, so it's got a little shine there as well. Okay, I'm then going to take a little bit of stone just to go softly around my lips because I need it to make them a bit fuller. So really soft, hardly noticeable. A Clinique Chubby stick in 06 Woppin Watermelon to go all over the lip. These are brilliant for brides because when you have to do the You May Now Kiss the Bride, you don't want to have lip gloss and get stuck, and if you've got your hair down, you don't want your hair to get stuck in it. So these are just like a really sheer wash of colour. And it will wear off really nicely, so you won't be left with marks on your lips when it wears off. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to pop a tiny bit of Makeup Forever diamond powder. I'm going to just push that over the eye. I can't see if she's got anything like that on, but I think it's pretty for brides, so I'm going to put it on. And there you have the finished Kim Kardashian makeup tutorial for her wedding. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a nice day, guys. Bye. I just realised that I forgot to put lashes on, so I've got MAC number 3 lashes, which I'm going to apply because you can't do Kim Kardashian's wedding makeup without false lashes. It would just be very, very wrong. A little bit of glue just on the back of the lashes. Leave it to set for a few seconds and then look down. That's a bit better. You need the false lashes for that look. Sorry about that, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.